A lot of us are in a season of self-healing, and we're in a season of growth, and we are in a season of doing better and becoming better and being all that we can be and being who God has called us to be and being focused on our assignments. And people don't tell you about what comes with that. And so sometimes when you're in that season, you see the growth, you see the progress, but you also see how much more work you have to do on you to be the vision of the person that you want to be. And sometimes that can feel depressing and you can feel down about that. And what I realized and what came to me today that I wanted to share with you all was that in this season of growth, in this season of progress, sometimes there will be a feeling inside of us that something is wrong. And we're trying to figure out what that thing is, and we don't know why we feel down, and we don't know why we feel in despair. And it's because we are being pruned. And so a lot of us are used to outside external situations making us sad and circumstantial things that make us weary. But what I realized, and what some of you may be realizing, is the things that are going on the outside. I've kind of gotten used to things happening in life. So although I want to say this thing or that thing that's happening is making me feel depressed or is making me feel down or discouraged, I really know deep down that I kind of can overcome this. So that really isn't the root of what's making me feel this way. And so if that isn't the root, what is it? So as I was trying to figure this out, I was like, Lord, and I've been asking for weeks, just tell me what it is. I don't understand what it is. And God led me to this Bible verse, John 15:5-6. And this is the NIV version. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. That hit me because I realized what was happening and what I was feeling. Though I've been experiencing, and though you may have been experiencing things that the enemy is throwing your way, what's happening internally is you're feeling the result and the process of God cutting off the unfruitful branches in your life that bear no fruit, that doesn't help you move towards what it is your purpose and assignment is, that's self-sabotaging you, that's hurting you, those things that you know aren't good for you, but you keep doing them anyway, those addictions that you have, those strongholds that you repeat over and over and over again. You are constantly trying to move past those things, but they seem to keep rising up and stopping you and making you not go as far as you can go. And so then you feel like you're behind. Every day you feel like you're behind in time because you feel like you keep making the same mistake over and over again. And in this season, the level of conviction that is in you, the level of sure will and sure determination to move past those strongholds and those things that have been holding you is it is the cutting of the branches that are bearing no fruit. And I think that we can be at peace with, this is something that I'm working through and I'm just trying to get through it, and it's going to be hard. But then there's the second piece of, there's verse 6, and it says, even the branches that do bear fruit, God prunes those things in you. So the things that you are making progress in, you being more bridled with your tongue and not saying everything that you want to say. You're not going off every time you want to go off. You're not doing some of the things, you're maybe saving yourself and trying to keep your body pure. Those things that you are doing that you have felt a conviction about, that's bringing you closer in your relationship with God, even those things he prunes and makes even more fruitful. So you're like, God, I'm already trying to cut off this and cut off that, and I understand why I need to cut it off, but I've made progress here, and yet you're challenging me even more in that area. Maybe even more people are saying things to you than was before that are even more temptation of you saying something back, or whatever it is that the temptation or weakness is. It's coming at you heavier and heavier because you have to get stronger for where God is taking you. And so you have to be able to face the level of the devil that you are going to meet at where you're going. And this is spiritual warfare. We are fighting against the enemy who is fighting us for the impact, for the dream that God has for us, for his destiny for our lives, for his assignment, not to other people that he has placed in us. We are fighting daily, and we must, I hopped on here today to say, we must keep up the fight and realize that that battle that we're feeling, and we can't point to things externally, even though there's been several things that have popped off externally, unexpected, that has disadvantaged me. And I had to sit back and say, you know what? What lesson is this teaching me? If I had done this, then this. I have to accept the lesson. But then I also have to be spiritually minded and realize that this is also a spiritual attack from the enemy trying to get me to give up and stop and say it's not worth it. It's not going to be any better. I'm always going to be who I've always been. I can't get past this thing. You've been struggling with this thing for years. What makes you think this is going to be any different? Shut up. You're a liar. That's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to just tell the enemy, shut up. You're a liar. I will keep going. I will see the fruit of the land. I will be who God has called me to be. And so today, as God is pruning you, and as he is cutting off every branch in you that bears no fruit and giving you more fruitfulness. And even as he's pruning those branches that are bearing fruit, just pray for strength. Pray for peace. Pray for joy. Pray for will to keep moving forward. Pray to see what the enemy is doing and not allow yourself to accept it. We thank God today that we are conquerors, and we will win this fight because the battle is already won through him.